Hey everybody, it's Beth and welcome back to The Interior Life. Today I'm going to be styling my home office. If you missed the first video where I did these built-ins using all Ikea products, bookshelves, dressers, and countertops, I'll link that below. It was a really great project and I'm super excited with how it turned out. So first of all, I'm going to be rehanging this artwork that my dad did probably 30 years ago. It's always been one of my favorites and it was the jumping off point for the color scheme for this room. I'm installing a wireless art light above it just to give it a little bit more drama. The great news is, since it's wireless and rechargeable, I didn't have to add any electric in for that. Now on to the bookshelf styling. So bookshelf styling is an art, there's no doubt about it, but some great tips are to think about, repeating items like these vases on top here. They match and they repeat the shape. Adding in artwork and picture frames like this picture of my family in Hawaii. And then I'm going to add in these decorative spheres, again, to do that repetition and have some different shapes going on. I'm adding in some storage boxes. Storage boxes are always great for bookshelves, so you can hide those items you don't want to be seen, as well as some greenery, some more art, and books. Stacking books, putting books with bookends, everything. They're bookshelves, right? So we got to add in some books. And then I'm going to add a little bit more greenery here inside this little glass vase. It's just a little faux succulent. And then I'm going to add in these beads for texture. I did end up moving these beads later because having them hanging over the front was just really annoying to me, but I did move them off to the side later on. So I like creating little vignettes with little sentimental items like this little figurine that's meant to represent my grandfather, and that's right next to a picture of my grandmother when she was 14 years old. So here on the top shelf, I'm going to add in my diploma. So it's always nice to add bigger items at the top so you can see them a little bit better. And again, this would count as artwork for your bookshelves. Now I'm putting in my printer, not really decor, but it is a home office, so I do need my printer. Now I'm going to add in some more storage boxes and some more greenery. Things like storage boxes and books are great for adding height and varying levels within your bookshelves. And then I also love to kind of group things together as a theme. I'm calling this my Ireland shelf because this is a picture of my husband and I in Ireland along with a book about Ireland. And then I'm adding in this cute little harp that we actually got at Trinity College in Ireland. And later I'm going to add in a little leprechaun figurine that my mother gave me years ago from Blarney Castle. So I love these little driftwood balls that provide some texture to that area. I love mixing in natural wood tones to make it feel more organic. So I'm adding in this little stool I got from Amazon. I have these all over my house. They're great for little design settings along with a geode on top. And then one more final touch of greenery, and then my little leprechaun from Ireland there on my Ireland shelf. So now for the actual desk part, this is where my husband will sit. I'm adding in a picture of us when we all went ziplining, along with a little file storage bin for my husband and his laptop. So now he has a place to sit in my office. Now I'm adding in this rug, which I specifically chose because it had the kind of salmony pink color along with the navy blues to really tie in that artwork and add some color to the space. So color is also important with your bookshelves. Of course, my color comes from the actual bookshelves themselves. This chair, I love it. It is super comfortable. It leans back and I can have it to where my husband can swing around and use his side of the desk, or when I'm in the office working, I can turn it around and use it on my side of the desk. So now I'm going to go ahead and add in my electronics and get my desk set up. Of course, it's a great time to dust when you're putting things back together. I don't know when the last time was that I actually dusted this computer. So cable management is one of those things in a home office, and you just really have to kind of play around with things. Over here where the cord is going back to the wall, my dog beds will eventually go back over there because my dogs love to hang out with me in the office while I'm working. So I'm adding in this little vase. My son actually made it when he was in elementary school, and a couple of years ago bought these faux flowers for it. The colors are cute, and there's nothing wrong with having things that aren't meant to be purely decorative in a space. I love these because it reminds me of my son every time I look at it. And it's okay if it's not perfectly designery. So I've got this little frog that has He opens up to store like paper clips, rubber bands, thumbtacks, things like that. And then I'm going to add in this candle just to add some white in, and who doesn't love to light a candle while they're working for some zen. And then this gold mesh trash bin below. So I decided that I really did need something to store all of my little notebooks and stuff when I work. I'm always writing things down, jotting down client notes and things like that. So I brought in this tray that I've had from West Elm forever, so I could have a place to kind of throw all those items in when they're not in use. And then I decided, bye-bye candle, and that's okay. So let's move her someplace else. So on this side of the bookshelf, I'm going to say my two favorite shelves are this one because it has my grandmother when she was 14 years old, along with this little figurine that's supposed to represent my grandfather that I've had since I was a teenager. And then, of course, this family picture of us all in Hawaii. We had such a great trip. We went with my parents, and it was the best time, and that was at a luau that we did. On the side, I love my little Ireland shelf with a picture of my husband and I out to dinner one night in Ireland, my Ireland book, my little Irish harp, and of course my little leprechaun from Blarney. I love little special touches on bookshelves. So for this light, I decided I thought it was just too small, so I ordered a different wireless light that's also rechargeable, and I'm going to hang it up here. So this light is actually really great. However, it came in and looked really gold, like almost glittery gold. So I used a little rub and buff on there. Such an easy product to use. I used antique gold, and you can see here on the picture on the left is the rub and buff, and on the right is how it came in. If you've never used rub and buff, I'll link that below. It's such an easy product when you have gold that kind of looks this way. So now I'm going to hang my drapes, and I apologize in advance for the video quality on this. It's really difficult to get good quality video when you are up against a window like this. So I did pick some navy panels off of Amazon. I'm really happy with how these turned out because it was hard finding the length that I needed for these windows. And I'll also link my favorite drapery rods that I used as well. I've used them pretty much on every single window in my home. But these curtains come in a ton of different colors. They're faux linen, and the navy matches the naval Sherwin-Williams color perfectly on my built-ins. Now I'm going to style this credenza over here on this side wall. I moved the art that was on my other wall, and I'm going to lean it against here. My dad also made this one along with a canvas that a picture of my son that I've had forever, another storage box, and then I added in this candle warmer. I absolutely love this thing because I like to have candles lit while I work, but then I'm often moving around, going to another area of the house, and forget to blow them out. So this way there's no flame. I'll link this one below for you. And I'm adding in this glass vase from World Market along with some stems from Hobby Lobby to have some greenery, and this glass knot that I've had for years from Home Goods in a pretty blue color to tie in everything on this side of the room. Next, I'm going to hang this artwork that I got from Target. This is from the Threshold line. I walked by it and saw it. I was like, oh, this is perfect because it's got the navy, it's got the salmony pink, it's got some of the browns that tie in really nicely with my rug. And here is the final office. The dogs are going to be so happy to have their beds back into this room because they love to sleep in here. But I'm really happy with how everything turned out. And I love that it's more functional, that my husband now has a place to sit when he needs to get some work done on his computer at home, as well as store paperwork away for his side. I love how all the colors turned out together. Again, my jumping off point was this art that my dad made years ago, and I love how the navy and the corally pink really play well together. Most of my home is neutral, so to have a room with this much color in it is totally different, and I'm absolutely loving it. And when you work from home, you have to love your space, right? And here are the dogs are like, where my bed? Where's my bed? So their beds will cover that cord. They're going to my computer when I finally put them back in. On this credenza, I did actually end up adding another little vase there on the left. This is actually made out of magazines and something that my son made probably in middle school. And he just loves it that I keep all of his little art stuff over there. And there's nothing better than having personalized items in your office when you're slogging away at work. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you got some good pointers for styling your home office and your bookshelves. If you have any questions, please let me know below, or any comments of things maybe you think that I could have done better. I'm always open to that. So thanks again for watching, and have a great day.